Wonderful Life, a play adapted from the classic Christmas movie. As we prepare to have this experience together, remember that all our lives are intertwined, and without the presence of even one of you, it would not be the same. What's important are the people in our lives. Now please sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
I owe everything to George Bailey. Please help him, dear Father.
Joseph, Jesus, and Mary, please help my friend, Mr. Bailey.
Help my son George tonight.
He never thinks about himself. That's why he's in trouble, God.
George is a good guy. Give him a break, God.
I love him, dear Lord. Please watch over him tonight.
Daddy's in trouble, God. Please help him.
Please, God, something's the matter with Daddy. I love my daddy. Please, bring Daddy back.
Help my friend. Please. Please help my friend.
Hello, Anna. Trouble?
Looks like we'll have to send someone down. A lot of people are asking for help for a man named George Bailey.
George Bailey. Yes, tonight's his crucial night. You're right. We'll have to send someone down immediately. Whose turn is it?
That's why I came to see you, sir. It's that clockmaker's turn again.
Oh, Clarence. Hasn't got his wings yet, has he?
We passed him up right along because, you know, sir, he has the IQ of a rabbit.
Yes, but he's got the faith of a child. Simple. Send for Clarence.
You sent for me, sir?
Yes, Clarence. A man down on Earth needs our help.
Splendid! Is he sick?
No. Worse. He's discouraged. At exactly 10:45 p.m. tonight, Earth time, that man will be thinking seriously of throwing away God's greatest gift.
Oh dear, his life? Then I've only got an hour to dress. What are they wearing now?
We'll spend that hour getting acquainted with George Bailey.
Sir, if I may accomplish this mission, might I perhaps earn my wings? I've been waiting for almost 200 years now, and the others are beginning to talk.
You got there.
The Adventures of Tom Sawyer.
Clarence, you do a good job with George Bailey, and you'll get your wings.
Oh, thank you, sir, thank you!
Poor George. Come on.
Come on. What are you...
If you want to help a man, you ought to know something about him, don't you?
Well, naturally, of course.
Well, then keep your eyes open. See the town?
Where? I don't see a thing.
Oh, that's right. You haven't got your wings yet. Now, look, I'll help you out. Concentrate. Begin to see something.
Why, yes, this is amazing.
If you ever get your wings, you'll see all by yourself.
Oh, wonderful.
Yippee!
Who's that?
That's your problem, George Bailey.
A boy?
That's him when he was 12, back in 1919. Something happens here you'll have to remember later on.
Come on, Ernie. Let's go, Ernie. Let's go, Sam.
Hee-haw, hee-haw.
Hee-haw, Sammy. And here comes a scared baby, my kid brother, Harry Bailey.
I'm not scared. Come on, everybody. Help, George. Help,
I'm
help.
coming, Harry. Make a chain, gang, a chain.
Help! Help!
Pull us back. Come on, we've got to get him inside.
George saved his brother's life that day.
That's amazing.
Yes, very selfless.
Unfortunately, he caught a bad cold, which infected his left ear. It left him deaf in that ear, and it was weeks before he could return to his after-school job at Mr. Gower's drugstore.
Who's that? A king?
That's Henry F. Potter, the richest and meanest man in town.
Get on.
So long. It's me, Mr. Gower, George Bailey.
You're late.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Georgie Porgy. Hello, Mary. Hello, Violet.
2 cents worth of licorice shoelaces, Violet?
Please, Georgie. I like him.
You like every boy.
What's wrong with that?
Here you are.
Help me down, Georgie.
Help you down. Made up your mind yet?
I'll take chocolate.
With coconuts?
I don't like coconuts.
You don't like coconuts? Say, brainless, don't you know where coconuts come from? Look at here, from Tahiti, the Fiji Islands, the Coral Sea.
Wow, a new magazine. I've never seen it before.
Of course you've never, only us explorers can get it. I've been nominated for membership in the National Geographic Society.
Is this the air you can't hear out of? George Bailey, I'll love you to the day I die.
I'm going out exploring someday. You watch, and I'm going to have a couple of harems and maybe 3 or 4 wives too. Wait and see.
George! George!
Yes, sir?
You're not paid to be a canary.
No, sir.
Hey, what's that?
Read it, Clarence.
We regret to inform you that your son Robert died very suddenly of influenza. Oh no, the poor man.
Yes, losing a child is enough to break a man.
Mr. Gower, do you want something? Anything?
No.
Anything I can do back here?
No.
I'll get them, sir.
Does that bottle say poison?
It does.
Take these capsules over to Mrs. Lane's. She's waiting for them.
Yes, sir. They've got diphtheria there, haven't they, sir?
Yes, George.
Is it a charge, sir?
Yes, charge.
Mr. Gower,
I'll get going!
Yes, sir.
Avast there, Captain Cook. Where ya headed?
Got to see Pop, Uncle Billy.
Some other time, George.
It's important.
There's a squall in there that's shaping up into a storm.
Uncle Billy, the phone.
Who is it?
Bank examiner.
Bank examiner? I should have called him yesterday. So get inside.
Mr. Potter, I'm not crying. Well, you're begging, and that's a whole lot worse. All I'm asking is for 30 more days.
Pop,
Just a minute, son. All I'm asking is 30 more days. I'll scrounge up that 5,000 somehow. Have you put any pressure on those people of yours to pay their mortgages? Times are hard, Mr. Potter. A lot of these people are out of work. Then foreclose. You know I can't do that. These families have children. They're not my children. They're somebody's children. Are you running a business or a charity? All I'm asking for is... Not with my money. Mr. Potter, what makes you such a hard-skulled character? You have no family, no children. You can't even begin to spend all that money you've got. Oh, and I suppose I should give it to a lot of miserable failures like you and that idiot brother of yours to send for me?
he's not a failure. You can't say that about my father.
George? George.
You're not. You're the biggest man in town.
Run along, George.
Bigger than him.
Run along.
Bigger than everybody.
Gives you an idea of the Baileys.
You can't let him say that about you, Pop.
Thanks, George. I'll see you tonight.
What did he do next? Did he deliver the pills? Did he tell anyone?
Watch and see, Clarence.
Why, those capsules should have been there an hour ago. They'll be over in 5 minutes, Mrs. Blaine. Where's Mrs. Blaine Hawk's capsules?
The capsules are...
Did you hear what I said?
Yes, sir, I...
What kind of tricks are you playing, boy? Why didn't you let him right away? He's sick. He'll die without the pills.
Mr. Gower, you're hurting my soul.
Loafer!
Mr. Gower, you don't know what you're doing. You put something bad in those capsules. I know you're unhappy. You got that telegram and you're upset. You put something bad in those capsules. It wasn't your fault, Mr. Gower. Just look and see what you did. Look at the bottle you got the poison from. It's poison, I tell you, poison. I know you feel bad, and please don't hurt my sore ear, Mr. Gower. Please don't hurt my sore ear again.
No.
Mr. Gower, I won't ever tell anyone. I know what you're feeling. I won't ever tell a soul. Hope to die, I won't.
Thank you, George. Thank you.
No, I want a big one.
Hey, what'd you stop it for?
I want you to take a good look at that face.
Who's that?
George Bailey.
Oh, you mean the kid who got his ear slapped back by that pharmacist?
That's the kid.
I like this face. I like George Bailey. Tell me, did he ever tell anyone about the pills?
Not a soul.
Did he ever go exploring? Did he ever marry that girl he wanted to?
Wait and see, Clarence.
Pig, see? I don't want one for one night. I want one for 1,001 nights. With enough room from labels from Italy and Baghdad and Samarkand. A great big one.
I see. A roadside carpet, huh?
You bet.
I don't suppose you'd like this old second-hand job now, would you?
Gee whiz. Now you're talking. I could use this as a raft in case the boat sunk. How much does this cost?
No charge.
That's my trick ear, Joe. It sounded as if you said, no charge.
That's right.
Well, look at that. It says George Bailey.
Hey, what's my name doing on it?
Old man Garrett came down and picked it out himself.
What do you know about that? My old boss.
Hey, what boat you sailing on?
Oh, I'm sailing across on a cattle boat.
A cat boat? You becoming a farmer, George?
What can I say? I like cows. Mr. Gower, thank you so much for the bag.
Don't mention it, George.
It's just exactly what I wanted. Thank you.
I hope you enjoy it.
Avast there, Captain Cook. Got your sea legs yet?
Parlez-vous français?
Hey, George, don't take any blood nickels.
Hey, send us some of those picture postcards, will you, George?
George, your suitcase is leaking.
Hey, Ernie.
Hiya, George.
Hi, Bert.
Hey, George.
Ernie, I'm a rich tourist today. How's about you driving me home in style?
Sure thing, Your Highness. Hop in. And for the carriage trick, I put on my hat.
Hey, Violet.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bailey.
Hey, you look good. That's some dress you got on there.
Oh, this old thing? Why, I only wear it when I don't care how I look.
Would you like to...
Yes.
Want to come along, Bert? Show you around the town?
No thanks. I think I'm gonna see if the wife's busy.
Family man.
I'll let him alone. Asha's up there with him.
Harry will tear his dinner suit. George!
That's why all children should be girls.
If they were all girls, there wouldn't be any. Never mind. George, Harry! Come down to dinner this minute! Everything's getting cold and you know we've been waiting for you.
Okay, Mom. Here's a present for you, Pop.
Oh, you two idiots. Come sit down and eat, please.
I've been.
Well, aren't you going to finish dressing for your dinner party?
Oh, I don't care. It's George's tux. Annie, my sweet, have you got those pies?
If you lay a hand on me, I will hit you with this broom.
Annie, I'm in love with you. There's a moon out tonight.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. My last meal at the old Bailey's boarding house.
Oh, my lands, my blood pressure.
Pop, can I have the car? I'm gonna take over a lot of plates and things.
What plates?
Oh, Bob, you know I'm chairman of the Eats Committee, and we only need a couple dozen.
Oh, no, you don't, Harry. No, not my best Havland.
Mother, let him have the plates.
I hope your trip goes well, George. Your Uncle Billy and I are gonna miss you.
I'm gonna miss you too, Pop. Hey, what's the matter? You look tired.
I had another tussle with Potter today.
Oh,
I thought when we put him on the board of directors, he'd ease up a little bit. Turns out I was wrong.
I wonder what's eating that old money-grubbing buzzard, anyways.
Oh, he's a sick man. Sick in his mind, sick in his soul, if he even has one. He hates anybody that has anything that he can't get his hands on. Hates us mostly.
Gangway, gangway. So long, Pop.
So long, son.
You got a match?
Very funny, very funny.
Get your stuff together and I'll put your tie and studs in the car, okay?
Okay, Mom. You coming later? Coming later, George?
What do you mean? And be bored to death?
Couldn't want a better death. Lots of pretty girls. We're gonna use that new floor of yours tonight, too.
I hope it works.
Are you kidding? Of course it will. You designed it.
No gin tonight, son.
Ah, Pop, just a little. Not one drop.
Ah.
Boys and girls for music? Why did they get in?
Father, was I like that when I graduated from high school?
Pretty much. You know, George, I wish I could send Harry off to college with you. Your mother and I talked it over half the night and just couldn't seem to find a way.
Don't worry about it, Pop. We've got it all figured out. You see, Harry will take my job at the building and loan, work there 4 years, and then he'll go.
He seems pretty young for that job.
No younger than I was.
You're older, George.
How's that?
You were born older. I assume you decided what you're going to do after college?
Oh, you know, all that stuff I always talked about. Build things, design new buildings, plan modern cities. All that stuff I always talked about.
Of course, it's just a hope, but you wouldn't consider coming back to the building and loan?
Well, Annie, why don't you drop a chair? Then you'd be more comfortable and you'd hear everything that's going on.
I would, if I thought I'd hear anything worth listening to.
You would, huh?
I knew it was too soon to talk about it.
It's just, I couldn't stand being crabbed up in that shabby little office for the rest of my life. Pop, I didn't mean that. It's just this business of nickels and dimes, spending your entire life trying to save 3 cents on a length of pipe. I go crazy. I want to do something big, something important.
You know, George, I feel that in some way we are doing something important. Satisfying that fundamental urge. It's deep within the heart of a man to want his own roof, his own walls, and his own fireplace. And we're helping him get those things in our shabby little office.
I know, Pop. I just wish I felt... I've been hoarding pennies like a miser in order to. All my friends already finished college. I just feel like if I don't get away, I'll bust.
Yes, you're right, son.
You see what I mean, don't you, Pop?
This town is no place for any man unless he's willing to crawl to Potter. You've got talent, son. I've seen it. And you get yourself an education and you get out of here.
You want a shot, Pop? I think you're a pretty great guy. Oh, did you hear that, Annie?
I heard it. About time one of you lunkheads said it.
I'm gonna miss old Annie. You know what? I think I'm gonna get dressed and go down to Harry's.
You have fun, George.
You know my kid brother George. Put him through college.
Hee-haw, hee-haw. Here comes George.
Uh-oh. Sam Wainwright. How are you? When'd you get back?
Oh, this afternoon. I gotta give the kids a treat.
Old college graduate now, huh?
Yeah, old Joe, college Wainwright, they call me. Well, freshman. Looks like he'll make it after all.
Yup.
Harry, you're just the guy I want to see. Coach has heard all about you.
Yes?
He's followed every game, and his mouth is watering. He wants to know if you will come along with us.
Well, I gotta make some dough first.
Well, you better make it fast. We need great ups like you, not broken down old guys like this one.
Hee-haw.
Hee-haw.
George, welcome back.
Principal Partridge, how are you?
Putting a pool under this floor was a great idea. It saved us a whole nother building. Now, Harry, Sam had lots of fun, lots of stuff to eat and drink, lots of pretty girls around too.
Hello, Georgie.
Hello, Violet.
What am I, a bit, Georgie? How about the next dance?
George.
Marty? Well, it's old home week.
Say, do me a favor, will you, George?
What's that?
Well, you know my kid sister, Mary?
Yeah.
Mama wants you, Marty. Mama wants you, Marty. Remember?
Dance with her, will you?
I don't know. I already feel funny enough with all these kids.
Ah, come on, be a sport. Just dance with her one time to give her the thrill of her life.
I'll go on.
All right. Excuse me, Violet.
Hey, sis.
Don't be long, Marty. I don't want to be a wet nurse sperm.
Someone trips me. Can you believe that? See, that's why I lost that race. If it hadn't been for that, that race would have been a cinch. And I tried to find out who was after, though, and I couldn't find out. And I bet they didn't tell you, because, like, they'd be scared out of their minds. Because, like, it's me. I'm like, I'm scared. And people are just really scared of me, naturally, because it's not.
Mary.
Yes, what?
You remember George? George is his Mary. Obviously.
Well.
Well, to get back to my story, see. Hey, this is my dance.
Why don't you stop annoying me?
Well, I'm sorry. Hey!
Well, hello.
Hi. You act like you've never seen me before.
I haven't.
Yes, you have. You walk past me on the street almost every day.
Me? Nuh-uh. That wasn't you. That was a little girl named Mary Hatch. Not you.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. The big Charleston contest. The prize, a genuine lemon cup. Those untapped by the judges will remain on the dancing floor. Let's go.
I'm not very good at this.
Me either.
All right then. What can we lose?
What's the matter, Freddie, my pal, jumpers? You know there's a swimming pool under this floor? And that the boy behind you causes the opening
like an organ.
Beautiful.
And I told Harry I'd be bored to death tonight. You should have seen the commotion in that locker room. I did not go over 3 guys just to get to the stuff we're wearing. Here, let me hold that wet dress of yours.
Do I look as funny as you do?
Guess I'm not really the football type, am I? And you? Why, you look wonderful. You know, if it wasn't me talking, I'd say you're the prettiest girl in town.
Well, why don't you say it?
Maybe I will. How old are you anyways?
18.
18? Why, just last year you were 17.
Too young or too old?
Just right. Your age fits you. Plus, you look a lot older without your clothes on. I mean, without a dress, you look younger. Older, you just look... Uh-oh.
Sir, my training fees.
A pox upon me for a clumsy lout. Your caboose, my lady?
You may kiss my hand.
Mary?
As I was lumbering down the street, down the street, down the street.
Okay then. I'll throw a rock at the old Granville house.
Oh no, George, I love that old house.
No, you see, you make a wish, and then you try and break some glass. Plus, you gotta be a pretty good shot nowadays, too.
But George, that old place, it's full of romance. I'd like to live there someday.
There? I wouldn't live there if I was a ghost. Now look, right on the second floor there.
What'd you wish for?
I didn't just wish for one thing. I wish for a whole hat full of things. Mary, I know what I'm going to do tomorrow, and the next day, and the next year, and the year after that. I'm shaking the dust of this crummy little town off my feet, and I'm going places. I'm going to see the world. Italy and Greece, the Parthenon, the Colosseum, and then I'm going to come back here and go to college and see what they know. I want to build things. I want to build airfields. I want to build skyscrapers 100 stories high. I want to build bridges miles long. Are you going to throw a rock? Hey, that's a pretty good shot. What'd you wish for, Mary?
Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight? Won't you come out tonight? Won't you come out tonight? Buffalo gals, won't you come out tonight?
And dance by the light of the moon. What'd you wish for when you threw that rock?
Nuh-uh.
Come on, tell me.
If I tell you, it might not come true.
What is it that you want, Mary? Do you want the moon? Just say the word, and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down. Hey, that's a pretty good idea. I'll give you the moon, Mary.
And I'll take it. And then what?
And then you can eat it, and it'll all dissolve, see? And then you shoot moonbeams out of your fingers and your toes and the ends of your hair, and... I'm talking too much, aren't I?
Yes, why don't you kiss her instead of talking her to death?
How's that?
Why don't you kiss her instead of talking her to death?
You want me to kiss her?
You've just wasted on the wrong people.
Wait a minute now. I'll show you some kissing that'll put hair back on your head. Mary? Mary, where did you go?
Over here, in the hydrangeia bushes.
Here, catch. Wait a minute. What am I doing?
George Bailey, I'd like to have my robe.
A guy doesn't get a chance like this every day.
George Bailey, give me my robe.
Not in Bedford Falls, anyways.
Ouch.
Gazoo type. This requires a little bit of thought.
George Bailey, I'll call your mother on you.
My mother's way up in the corner there.
Shame on you, then I'll call the police.
They're way downtown. Besides, they'd be on my side.
Then I'm going to scream.
Maybe I could sell tickets. No, I've got it. Here, in order to get this road...
George, come home quick. Your father's had a stroke. Come on, George, let's hurry.
Mary, I've got to go. Did you get a doctor?
Yes, Campbell's there now.
How's he doing?
It doesn't look good.
cab waiting downstairs.
I want the board to know that George gave up his trip to Europe to help straighten things out in these past few months.
Thanks.
Let's get to school, George.
Thanks, Chairman.
Now we come to the real purpose of this meeting, to appoint a successor to our dear friend, Peter Bailey.
Mr. Chairman, can we please get to my real purpose?
Wait just a minute now.
Wait for what? I claim that this institution is no longer necessary to this town. Therefore, I move that it be dissolved and all its assets and liabilities be handed over to the receiver.
George, did you hear what that buzzard said?
It's far too soon after Peter Bailey's death to discuss with Clark on the rebuilding and loan offices. Peter Bailey died 3 months ago. I second Mr. Clark's motion.
In that case, I'll let the 2 executive officers win throughout. But before you go, I'm sure the whole board wishes to express its deep sorrow at the passing of Peter Bailey. It was his faith and devotion that are responsible for this organization.
And I'll go further than that. I will say it to the public that Peter Bailey was the building and loan.
Oh, that's just fine, Mr. Potter. Coming from you, considering that you probably drove him to his grave!
Peter Bailey was not a businessman. Not to tarnish his name, God rest his soul. He was a man of ideals, so-called. But ideals without common sense will ruin this town. Now please, can someone take this loan to Ernie Bishop? You know that man that sits on his brains all day in his cab? You know, I happen to know that the bank turned down this loan. But he comes over here and we're building him a house worth $5,000. Why?
I handled that personally, Mr. Potter. You have all the papers you need, his insurance, his salary. I can personally vouch for his character.
A friend of yours?
Yes, sir.
You see, you can shoot pool with any employee here and they'll let you borrow money. What does that get us? A lazy, discontented rabble instead of a thrifty working class. All because a few starry-eyed dreamers like that Peter Bailey decided to fill their heads with a lot of impossible ideas. Now I say...
Just wait a minute. Just wait a minute. You're right, Mr. Potter, when you say my father was no businessman. Why he ever started this cheap, penny-ante business, I'll never know. But neither you nor anyone else can say anything against his character. Because his whole life, why, in the 25 years since he and Uncle Billy started this thing, he never once thought of himself. Isn't that right, Uncle Billy? He didn't save up enough money to send Harry to school, let alone me. But he did help a couple of people get out of your slums. And what's so wrong with that? You're all businessmen here. Does it make them better customers? Does it make them better citizens? What did you say just a second ago? That they have to wait? Wait? Wait for what? Before their children grow up and leave them? Before they're so old and broken down that they can't even think of owning a decent home? Do you know how long it takes a working man to save $5,000? Do you? Just remember this, Mr. Potter, that this rabble that you're talking about, they do most of the working and paying and living and dying in the community. Is it so much to have them work and pay and live and die in a couple of decent rooms and a bath? Anyways, my father didn't think so. People were human beings to him. But to you, a warped, frustrated old man, they're just cattle. In my book, my father died a much richer man than you'll ever be.
Well, you see, I'm not talking about your book. I'm talking about the building and loan.
I know very well what you're talking about. You're talking about something that you can't get your fingers on, and it's galling you. That's what you're talking about. I've said too much. You're the board here. You do with this thing what you want. Just remember this, though, that this town needs this measly one-horse institution, if only to have some place where people can go without having to call the Potter. Come on, Uncle Billy, let's go.
Sentimental hogwash! I want my mercy!
Boy, oh boy, I was telling him, George, old boy, he really shut his big mouth. You should have heard him.
What happened? We heard a lot of yelling.
Well, we're being voted out of the business after 25 years. Easy come, easy go.
Here it is, a wanted email.
You still want me to hang around, George? Yeah, I'll be there in a minute.
Hey, you'll miss your train. You're a week late for school already. Go on.
I wonder what's going on in there.
Oh, never mind. Don't worry about that. George, they voted Potter down. They want to keep it going.
They've got one condition. Only one condition.
What's that?
Well, that's the best part of it. They've appointed George here as executive secretary to take his father's place.
But what about Uncle Billy?
Oh, you can keep him on. As secretary, you can hire anyone you'd like.
Let's get this straight, Dr. Campbell. I'm leaving. I'm going right now. I'm going to college. This is my last chance. Uncle Billy here, he's your man.
But George, they'll vote with Potter otherwise.
I know. He didn't go.
That's right. Not only that, but he gave his school money to his brother Harry and sent him to college. He became a football all-star, made second team All-American.
What about George?
George got 4 years older, waiting for Harry to come back and take over the building and loan.
There are plenty of jobs for a guy who likes to travel. Look, here's the Yukon, right here. Wanted, man with engineering experience. Venezuelan oil fields. Wanted, man with construction experience. Do you know what the 3 best sounds in the world are?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Breakfast is served, lunch is served, and dinner is served.
No. Anchor chains, plane motors, and train whistles.
Yeah.
There's the old professor now. Well, Phi Beta Kappa Bailey, all-American.
Well, it is it, old George, Geographic Explorer Bailey. No husky dogs, no sled. Uncle Billy, you haven't changed a bit.
Nobody ever changes around here. You know that.
Oh boy, am I happy to see you.
Say, where's Mother?
She's at home picking the fatted calf. Come on, let's go.
Oh, wait a minute. George, Uncle Billy, I want you to meet Ruth.
Hello.
How do you do?
Ruth Dakin.
Ruth Dakin Bailey, if you don't mind.
Huh?
Well, I wired you I had a surprise, and here she is. Meet the wife.
Congratulations! Congratulations? What am I doing? Harry, why didn't you tell somebody? What's a pretty girl like you doing marrying this one-headed brother of mine?
Oh, I'll tell you. It's purely mercenary. My father offered him a job.
He gets you and a job? Well, Harry's got runneth over him.
George, about that job. Ruth spoke out of turn. I never said I'd take it. You've been holding the bag here for 4 years now, and well, I won't let you down, George. I'd like to discuss... Oh, wait a minute. I forgot my bags. I'll be right back.
It was a surprise to me, too. This is the new Mrs. Bailey, my nephew's wife.
Oh, yes, Harry has spoken of all of you.
And I wanted to tell you, we're going to give the biggest party this town ever saw.
Here, George, have some popcorn. George, that's all Harry ever talks about.
Ruth, about this job.
Oh, well, my father owns a glass factory back in Buffalo, and he wants to get Harry started in the research business.
Is it a good job?
Yes, very. Not much money, but a good life, you know? Harry was a genius at research, and my father fell in love with him.
And you did too, huh?
permission to come aboard?
Enjoying the party there a bit, Uncle Billy?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I feel so good I can spit in Father's eye. I think I will. I think I will. What'd you say, huh?
Oh, I better go home. Where's my hat? Where's my...
Oh, thank you, George, old boy. I don't need 3. Which one's mine?
Try the middle one.
Oh, thank you, George. Look at that. A perfect fit.
Let me just...
Oh, thank you. Good old boy. Good boy, George. Now look. If you'll just point me in the right direction, would you do that, George?
Just go straight down the lane and turn right.
That way, huh?
Yep.
Oh, thank you, old building and load, pal. My wild-eyed rose, the sweetest flower that grows. I'm all right. I'm all right.
Hello, Mother.
Well, that's for nothing. How do you like her?
Oh, she's swell.
She'll keep Harry on his toes?
Keep him out of Bedford Falls. Anyways.
You know, Mary Hatch is back from school.
Mm-hmm.
Came back a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Nice girl, Mary.
Mm-hmm.
Kind that'll help you find all the answers, George. Oh, will you stop that grunting?
Mm-hmm.
Give me one good reason you shouldn't call on Mary.
Well, sure. Sam Wainwright.
Hmm?
Yeah, Sam's crazy about Mary.
Well, she's not crazy about him.
How do you know? Did she discuss it with you?
No. But I've got eyes, haven't I? She lights up like a firefly whenever you're around, George.
Oh.
Besides, Sam Wainwright's away in New York, and you're here in Bedford Falls.
And all's fair in love and war.
Well, I don't know about war.
You know, I can see right through you, Mother. Right to your back collar button. You're trying to get rid of me, huh?
Uh-huh.
Well, here's your hat. What's your hurry? Well, Mother, old building and loan pal, I think I'll go into town and do a little bit of passionate necking.
Oh, George!
Now, if you'll just point me in the right direction. Oh, this direction. Thank you. Good night, Mrs. Bailey.
Well, excuse me.
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't finish my story.
I think I got a date. But stick around, fellas, just in case, huh?
We'll wait for you, baby.
Hello, Georgie Porgy.
Hello, Violet.
Hey, what gives?
Nothing.
Where are you going?
Oh, I'll probably end up down at the library.
George, don't you ever get tired of just reading about things?
Yes. What are you doing tonight?
Not a thing.
Are you game, Vi? Let's make a night of it.
Oh, I'd love to, Georgie. What do we do?
First, we'll go out in the fields and take off our shoes and walk in the grass.
Huh?
And then we can go up to the falls. It's beautiful up there in the moonlight. There's a green pool and we can swim around in it. And then we can climb Mount Bedford. Oh my goodness, and then we can watch the sunrise on the peaks. And then we can stay up there the whole night. And everybody will be talking about it and there will be a terrific scandal.
George Bailey, have you gone crazy? Walking the grass in my bare feet? Why, it's nearly 10 miles up to Mount Bedford. You think just because you...
Just forget it.
What are you doing? Picketing?
Me? I was just taking a stroll.
Yeah, so I noticed. Well, have you made up your mind?
How's that?
Have you made up your mind?
About what?
About coming in. Your mother phoned me. She said you'd be on your way to pay me a visit.
My mother called you? I don't know how she knew I was coming around here. You know, I just went for a walk. I didn't tell anybody where I was going. Just went for a walk.
I'll be in the parlor, Mother. All right, dear. Well, are you coming in or aren't you?
Buffalo Devils, come out tonight, come out tonight, come out tonight. Buffalo Devils, come out tonight, dance for the light.
I suppose I will for a minute. You know, I didn't tell anybody else coming around here. When'd you get back?
Tuesday.
Is that a new dress?
Do you like it?
It's all right. I thought you'd stay in New York like Sam and the rest of them.
Oh, yeah. I worked there for a couple summers, but I don't know. I guess I got homesick.
Homesick? For Bedford Falls?
Yes, and my family and everything.
You know, I still don't get it. I didn't tell a single person I was going down here and...
Well, would you rather leave?
No, I don't want to be rude.
Then have a seat.
I see it still smells like pine needles in here.
Thank you. Buffalo guys, won't you come out tonight? Won't you come out tonight? Won't you come out tonight?
What's the... Oh! Yeah.
It's nice about your brother Harry, isn't it?
It's okay.
What? You don't like her?
Of course I like her. She's a peach.
Oh, it's just marriage in general. You're not too enthusiastic about, huh?
Marriage is all right for Harry and Sam and Marty and you.
Mary, who's down there with you?
It's George Bailey, Mother.
George Bailey? What's he want?
I don't know. What do you want?
Me? I just came to get warm.
He's making violent love to me, Mother.
You tell him to go right back home and you don't leave the house either. Sam, when he's right, Ron wants to call you from New York tonight.
Your mother needed... You know, I didn't come here to...
What did you come here for?
I don't know. You tell me. You're supposed to be the one with all the answers. You tell me.
Why don't you just leave?
That's what I was doing. I don't know why I came down here in the first place. Good night.
Good night.
Mary, the telephone, it's Sam.
I'll get it.
Mary, he's waiting.
Hello, Sam. How are you?
I forgot my hat.
Oh, great. Gee, it's good to hear your voice again.
Oh, that's awfully sweet of you, Sam. You know, there's an old friend of yours here, too. George Bailey.
You mean old Mossback George?
Yes! Old Mossback George.
Hee-haw, put him on.
Okay, wait a minute. He wants to speak to you.
He doesn't want to speak to George, you idiot.
He just said so. Here, it's Sam.
Hello?
Well, George Bailey asked you. Hey, fine pal you are. What are you trying to do, steal my girl?
What? Nobody's trying to steal anything. Here's Mary.
No, wait a minute. I want to talk to both of you. Tell Mary to get on the extension.
Here, you tell me.
Mother's on the extension.
I am not.
We can both hear you. Here, come here, George. We're listening.
I have a big deal coming up that's going to make us all rich. George, remember that night at Martini's place when you told me you read something about making plastics out of soybeans?
Yeah, soybean plastics.
Well, Dad snapped up the idea. He's going to build a factory outside of Rochester. How do you like that?
Rochester? Well, why Rochester?
Well, why not? Can you think of anything better?
Why not right here in Bedford Falls? You tell your father he can get that old machine works for a song. And all the labor he wants too. Half the town went out of work when they shut down.
That so? Well, I'll tell him. Hey, that sounds great. Oh, baby, I knew you'd come through. Now, Mary, you're on this too. Have you two got any money?
Money? Well, yeah, a little.
Just a bit.
Well, now listen.
Put every cent you've got into our stocking here. And George, I might have a job for you. That is, unless you're not still married to that broken down building and loan. Oh, this is the biggest thing since radio, and I'm letting you in on the ground floor. Oh, Mary!
He says it's the chance of a lifetime.
Now you listen to me. I don't want any soybean plastics. I don't want any ground floors. And I don't want to get married. Ever. To anyone. I want to do what I want to do. And you, and you, and you. Oh, Mary. George. Mary.
Buffalo devils, come out tonight, come out tonight, come out tonight. Buffalo devils, come out tonight, dance for the light of the moon.
Did they get married? Oh, I hope so.
They did. Several months passed, and the big day came. They had a simple wedding, surrounded by friends and family. They planned to travel the world on their honeymoon, as George never got to before.
Here they come!
First Harry, now George. Annie, we're just two old maids now.
If either you two see a stranger around here, it's me. Hey, look, there's someone to drive the getaway car. Bert, the cop sent us over. He said to float away to happy, land on the bubbles. Look at this champagne.
Good old Bert.
By the way, we need to plan after this here honeymoon. Look, Gary, here's the gate. Got it, Mary.
I feel like a bootlegger's wife.
We're gonna shoot the works. A whole week in New York, a whole week in Bermuda, the hottest hotels, the richest caviar, the most expensive champagne, and the prettiest wife. That does it. Then what? Then what, honey?
After that, who cares?
Who cares? Come here. Whoa. Y'all looking out for this new thing going on over there at the big George. I've never really seen one, but that's got all the earmarks to run.
Hey, Ernie, if you have any money in the bank, you better hurry.
Oh, George, let's not stop. Let's go.
Just a minute, dear. Uh-oh.
George, let's not stop. Let's go.
I'll be back in a minute, Harry. Hello, everybody. Mrs. Thompson, Charlie. What's the matter? Can't you guys get in? What is this, Uncle Billy? A holiday?
George.
Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Make yourselves comfortable. There's plenty of room in the back here.
George, can I see you a minute?
Now, why didn't you call me?
I just did. They said you left and... Oh, this is a pickle, George. This is a pickle.
All right. How did it happen? When did this all start?
How does anything like this ever start? All I know is the bank called our loan.
When?
About an hour ago. I had to hand over all our cash.
All of it?
Every cent, and it was still less than we owe.
Holy mackerel!
And then I got scared and I closed the doors and I...
The whole town's gone crazy.
Yes? Hello? George. It's Potter.
Hello?
George, there's a rumor going around town that you've closed your doors. Is that true?
No, that's not true. We haven't closed anything.
Well, that's good to hear, George. Do you need any police?
Police? What for?
Well, mobs get pretty ugly sometimes, you know. But I am doing my part to help in this crisis. I have guaranteed the bank sufficient funds to meet their needs. They will close for a week, and then they'll reopen.
He's got control of the banks.
And George, I may lose a fortune, but I'm willing to guarantee your people too. Have them bring their shares over here, and I will pay them 50 cents on the dollar.
You never miss a trick, do you, Potter?
Listen, George, if you close your doors before 6 p.m., you will never in. Hello? Hello?
All you can take with you is that which you have given away.
Was it a nice wedding, George? Gosh, I wanted to be there.
Yeah. You can take this one off now. Just remember that this thing is as black as it appears. Hello, everybody. I've got some news for you all. I've just talked to Old Man Potter, and he secured the banks. They'll reopen in a week.
But George, I have my money here.
They guarantee this place?
Well, honestly, Charlie, I didn't even ask him. We don't need Potter over here.
I'll take mine now.
No, you're thinking of this place all wrong. As if I had the money in the back in a safe. Your money isn't here. Your money's in Joe's house. Right next to yours. And then the Macklins and the Kennedys. You're giving them the money to build. And they're paying it back the best they can. Now, what are you gonna do? Foreclose on them?
I got $242 in this bank, and $242 ain't gonna break no one.
All right, Tom, all right. You sign this paper, and you'll get your money within 60 days.
60 days?
Now, that's what you agreed to when you bought your shares.
Did you get your money?
No.
I did. Old Man Potter will pay 50 cents on the dollar for each share you got.
50 cents on the dollar?
Yeah. Cash.
What do you have to say, George?
No, Tom, you have to stick to your original agreement. Just give us 60 days on this.
Okay, Red.
Tom!
It's better to get half to nothing.
Tom, Randall, wait. Wait. I beg of you not to do this thing. If Potter gets a hold of this building and loan, there will never be another decent house built in this town again. He's already got the banks. He's got charge of the bus lines, the department stores, and now he's after us. Why? I'll tell you why. Because we're cutting in on his business. That's why. And because he wants to keep you living in his slums and paying the kind of rent that he decides. Joe, you lived in one of his houses, didn't you? Don't you remember? Don't you remember what he charged you for that broken down shack? Edna, you remember last year when things weren't going so well and you couldn't make your payments? We didn't foreclose on you, did we? Do you think Potter would have done the same? Can't you see what's happening here? Don't you understand what's happening? Potter isn't selling. Potter's buying. And why? Because we're panicking and he's not. Now, we can get through this thing all right. We just have to stick together. Together! We have to have faith in one another.
But my husband hasn't worked in over a year and I need money. How am I gonna live until the bank open? I have doctor bills to pay, George.
I need cash! I can't keep my family on pay.
How much do we need?
I've got $2,000 right here. This will tide us over until the bank reopens. Tom, how much do you need?
$242.
Tom, just enough to hold you over until the bank reopens.
I'll take $242. I'll close my account.
Your account's still here. That's a loan. Edna, how much do you need?
I have $300 here, George.
Just enough to hold you over until the bank reopens.
Well, I suppose $20.
$20, that's amazing. Bless your heart, here you go. How much do you need?
But it's your own money, George.
Never mind that. How much do you need?
I can get along with $20, all right? And I'll sign it for you.
There's no need. I know you'll pay it back when you can. Mrs. Davis, how much do you need?
But I have $17.50.
$17.50? Bless your heart, of course you can. You got 50 cents?
Did they make it? Did they have enough?
Wait and see.
They'll never close us up today, George.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bingo! Hot dog, we made it. Look, 6 p.m. and we still got $2 left. Get us all some of that. Cousin Tilly, get some glasses. We're a couple of financial wizards.
Regular Rockefellers.
Get a tray for these great, big, important simoleons.
We'll save them for seed. A toast.
A toast to Papa Dollar and Mama Dollar. And if you want the old building and loan to stay in business, you better have a family real quick.
Oh, I wish they were rabbits.
I wish they were too. All right, let's put these in a safe.
Wedding cigars.
Wedding? Wedding? Holy mackerel, I'm married! Married? Where's Mary? Oh, I've got a train to catch. The train's probably gone by now. I wonder if Ernie's still downstairs in his cab.
George, there's a call for you.
Will you get my wife on the phone? She's probably over at her mother's.
Mrs. Bailey is on the phone.
I don't want to talk to Mrs. Bailey. I want to talk to my wife. Mrs. Bailey? That's my wife! Mary? Oh, Mary, darling, I'm so sorry. Come home. What home? 320 Sycamore? We don't have a 320 Sycamore. The Waldorf Hotel?
Hey, what's the Waldorf Hotel?
The most expensive hotel in all of New York. Mary and George were on their way there as the first part of celebrating their honeymoon.
But I thought George said they missed their train.
They did. But Mary's a very resourceful girl. Do you remember the old house that George and Mary broke windows in?
Yes, the one Mary wanted to live in.
Yes, the old Granville house. At 320 Sycamore Lane in Bedford Falls. Mary turned that house into their very own Waldorf Hotel. Watch and see.
Liver pills? Who wants to see liver pills on their honeymoon? What? They want romantic places? Beautiful places? Places George wants to go?
Hey, these are the company's posters. The company's not gonna like this.
Haven't you won a ticket next week? Haven't you any romance in you?
Well, sure I have, before my wife sucked it out of me.
Bert! George is coming. Hurry, we gotta get these up. He's coming.
So?
The groom at 8. Come on, let's get these up. Come on, let's go. Come on. Hurry up.
Hi, George. Good evening, sir. Entree, monsieur? Entree?
Welcome home, Mr. Bailey.
Oh, I'll be. Mary, how did you...
Remember the night where we threw rocks into this old place? This is what I wish for.
I love you truly, dear. Life with its sorrows, life with its fears, fades into dreams when I feel you are near. For I love you truly, dear. Mary, I love you.
Look, Mr. Potter, it's really no skin off my nose at all, actually. But honestly, you cannot lap off this Bailey Park anymore. Look at it.
Go on.
Dozens of the prettiest little homes stuck here and there. There's this one's buttercups, squirrel daisies. Oh. There's the forest. I used to hunt rabbits there, so. Anyways, look at it today. Dozens of the prettiest little homes, 19% owned by suckers who used to pay rent to you. Your Potter's Field, my dear Mr. Employer, is becoming just that. And the locals are making those David and Goliath wisecracks.
Oh, they are they? Even though they know the Baileys haven't made a dime out of it.
know very well why. The Baileys were all chumps. Each one of these homes is worth twice what it cost a building alone to build. If I were you, Mr. Potter...
Well, you're not me.
Like I said, Mr. Potter, it's really no skin off my nose. But one of these days, this bright young man is going to be asking George Bailey for a job.
The Bailey family has been a boil in my neck for long enough. It's time I did something about that George Bailey.
Martini, you're writing a new plays? Friends, you hear what he's saying, Mr. Bailey.
What's that?
I own a house. Me, Giuseppe Martini. I own my own house. No more we live like a pigs in the potter's field.
Mr. and Mrs. Martini, welcome home.
Val George, always making a speech.
Sam Wainwright.
Oh, who cares? Bread, that your home may never be hungry. Salt, that your life may always have flavor.
And wine. May joy and prosperity reign forever. Enter the Martini Castle.
We just stopped in town to take a look at the new soybean plastic factory, and we're gonna drive on down to Florida.
Oh, that's great.
Why don't you ask your friends to join us, dear?
Hey, why not? Why don't you just join us? It'll be just like old times.
I'm afraid I couldn't get away.
Still got the nose of the old grindstone, eh? Jane, I offered to let him in on the ground flooring process, and he turned me down cold.
No, don't rub it in.
I'm not rubbing it in. Well,
Awfully glad to have met you, Mary.
Nice meeting you.
Goodbye.
see you in the funny papers, George.
Goodbye, George.
See you around.
To Florida. Yeehaw.
Have fun.
Oh, come in, George, come in. Care for a cigar?
Quite a cigar, Mr. Potter.
Oh, you like it? I'll send you a box.
Now, I suppose I'll find out sooner or later, but what exactly did you call me down here for?
Now, George, that's just what I like about you so much. Straight and to the point. Always have been. But, George, you see, I'm an old man, and most people in this town hate me. But you see, I hate them too, and that makes it all even. Now, George, you know just as well as most that I own practically everything in this town, excluding the Bailey building alone. You also know that for quite some time I've been trying to get control of it or kill it. But you, George, have been stopping me. In fact, you've beaten me, George. And as anyone in this country can tell you, that takes some doing. Take the Depression, for instance. You and I were the only ones to keep our heads. You saved the building alone, and I saved, well, all the rest.
Well, most people say you stole all the rest.
The envious ones say that, George. The suckers. But I've stated my side quite clearly. Let's move on to you. A young man, 27, 28, married, make him say 40 a week.
45.
45 out of which, after you support your mother and pay your bills, you're able to keep, say, 10 if you skip. A couple of children come along and you won't even be able to save the 10. Now, if I was talking to some common, ordinary young man, I'd say he was doing fine. But George Bailey is not a common, ordinary young man. He's an intelligent, smart, ambitious young man who hates his job, who hates the building alone, almost as much as I do. A young man, the smartest in the room, mind you, a young man who has to watch his friends go places because he's trapped, I say, into frittering his life away, playing nursemaid to a lot of garlic eaters. Do I paint the correct picture or do I exaggerate?
Now, what's your point, Mr. Potter?
My point is, George, I want to hire you.
Hire me?
To control my properties, manage all my affairs. I'd start you at, say, $20,000 a year.
$20,000?
How would you like to live in the nicest house in town? Buy your wife a lot of fine clothes, a couple of business trips to New York a year, maybe Europe once in a while. How would you like that, Joel?
Would I? You're not talking to somebody else in here, are you? You know this is me, right? George Bailey?
Yes, George Bailey, whose ship has just come in and given me his brains enough to climb aboard.
But what about the building loan?
Oh, confound it, man! Are you afraid of success? I am offering you a 3-year contract at $20,000 a year. Is it a deal or isn't it?
I know I ought to jump at the chance, Mr. Potter. It's just, I wonder if I can have 24 hours to think it over.
Oh, yes, of course. Talk to your wife about it.
I'd like that.
And while you're at it, I'll draw up the papers.
Okay, Mr. Potter.
All right, George.
No. No. I know the answer right now, and it's no. I don't need to talk to anybody. You sit here and you spin your little webs, and you think the whole world revolves around you and your money. Well, Mr. Potter, it doesn't. I'd say, in the whole vast, grand configuration of things, you're nothing but a scurvy little spider. And you, and that goes for you too.
You wouldn't mind living in the nicest house in town, buying your wife local fine clothes, going to New York on a couple of business trips, and maybe Europe once in a while. I know what I'm going to do tomorrow, and the next day, the next year, the year after that. I'm shaking the dust of this crummy little town off my feet. I'm going to see the world. I'm going to build things. I'm going to build airfields. I'm going to build skyscrapers 100 stories high. I'm going to build bridges a mile long. What is it you want, Mary? You want the moon? If you do, just say the word. I'll throw a lasso around it and pull you down the field.
Buffalo gal, won't you come out tonight? Won't you come out tonight? Won't you come out tonight? Buffalo gal, won't you come out tonight?
Hello,
Hi.
Mary Hatch. Why'd you ever marry a guy like me?
To keep me from being an old maid.
You could have married Sam or anybody you wanted to. I didn't even give you a honeymoon.
But I don't want anyone else. I want my baby to look like you.
I promised you we'd travel the world and... You're what?
My baby.
Mary, you're on the nest.
George Bailey lassos a stork.
Lassos a stork? Mary, what is it? Is it a boy? Is it a girl? What is it?
I'm sure you've already guessed that George never leaves Bedford Falls.
No!
Mary had her baby, a boy. Then she had another one, a girl. Day after day, Mary worked away at the old Granville house, turning it into a home. Night after night, George came back late from the office. Potter was bearing down hard. Then came a war. Ma Bailey and Miss Hatch joined the Red Cross and sewed. Mary had 2 more babies, but still found time to run the USO. Sam Wainwright made a fortune in plastic hoods for planes.
That's right, soybean plastics, strong and easily mass-produced. We can build over 1,000 units within the first.
Potter became head of the draft board.
1A. 1A. 1A.
Uncle Billy and Mr. Gower sold war bonds.
Support our troops, buy bonds for victory. Make sure our boys get what they need to come home victorious.
Ernie, the taxi driver, parachuted into France.
Geronimo!
Freddie helped capture the Remagen Bridge.
Carmageddon!
And Harry Haley topped them all. A Navy flyer, he shot down 15 planes.
Oh no you don't! Get back here, you!
2 of them as they were about to crash into a transport full of soldiers.
Not on my watch! Woohoo!
Yes, but what happened to George?
George, 4F on account of his ear. George fought the Battle of Bedford Falls. Air raid warden. Paper drives. Scrap drives. Rubber drives. Like everyone else, on VJ Day he wept and prayed, and on VE Day he wept and prayed again.
And now show me what happened today.
Yes, sir. This morning, the day before Christmas, about 10 a.m. Bedford Falls time.
Ernie, look at this!
President Truman decorates Commander Harry Bailey, local boy, Congressional Medal of Honor. Wow!
It's gonna snow again, eh?
Gonna snow again? What do you mean it's gonna snow again? Look at the headlines.
I know. I think it's marvelous, George.
Mr. Gower, look at this. Harry Bailey, the front page.
I heard it's wonderful, George. Congratulations.
Now here, this is for you, and this is for you. I'll see you guys around.
December 24th, 8,000. Well, good morning, Mr. Potter. What's the news? Harry Bailey awarded Congressional Medal? That couldn't be one of the Bailey boys now, could it? You just can't keep those Baileys down, can you, Mr. Potter?
Now, how does the slacker George feel about it?
Very jealous, very jealous. He only lost 3 buttons off his vest. Of course, Slacker George would have gotten 2 of those medals if he had gone.
Batting?
Yes. After all, Mr. Potter, some people had to stay home. Not every hill was in Germany and Japan. Good morning.
I guess you forgot something.
Huh?
You forgot something.
What?
Well, aren't you going to take a deposit?
Sure I am.
Well, then it's usually customary to bring money with you.
Oh, shucks.
How about that?
Well, I...
Bailey. Perhaps I finally have you, George Bailey.
Extra. Read all about it.
George is carried off long distance from Washington.
Harry? Well, what you know about that?
You reversed the charges. It's okay, isn't it?
Is it okay? For a hero? Of course it's okay. Harry, you old 7 kinds of son of a gun hero, how are you? She did? Mother had lunch with the president's wife.
We told her the news about this. What did they have to eat?
What did they have to eat? Oh, Harry, you should see what they're cooking up for you in town. They are? The Navy's flying Mother home this afternoon.
In a plane?
Uncle Billy? Is Uncle Billy in?
No, we stopped by the bank first.
Harry, Uncle Billy's not here right now, but look.
George.
Now tell me about it.
George, that woman's here again.
What woman?
The bank examiner.
Harry, talk to Eustace a minute, will you? Well, hello, ma'am.
Carter, bank examiner.
Merry Christmas, Miss Carter.
Merry Christmas.
We're all excited around here. My brother was just awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. The president just decorated him.
I guess they do those things. I trust you had a good year.
Good year? Well, between you and me, Miss Carter, we're broke.
Very fun.
Okay. Well, if you'll just step right in the office, I'll get you fixed up.
And I'd like to wonder when you reversed okays on personal long-distance calls.
Should I hang up, George?
No, Kim wants to talk to Uncle Billy.
Mr. Bailey, if you'll cooperate, I'd like to finish with you by tonight. I want to spend Christmas in Elmore with my family.
I don't blame you at all, Miss Carter. Now, if you'll just step right in the office, I'll get those papers for you. Well, hello, Violet.
George, can I see you for a second?
Of course. Come on into the office here. Uncle Billy, talk to Harry. He's on the phone.
Hurry, Uncle Billy, hurry, long distance Washington.
Hey, there's Harry on the phone.
Harry, your nephew, remember?
Here he is.
Yes. Hello, Harry. Yeah, everything's fine.
I should have my head examined. $80,000. It's got to be here somewhere.
Here you are.
Character. If I had any character, I'd have.
It takes a lot of character to leave your hometown and start all over again. Now here.
No, George, don't.
Look, you're broke, aren't you?
I know, but...
What are you gonna do? Sell that hat and those furs? Are you gonna walk up to New York? You know they charge for rent the same as they do in Bedford Falls. Now take it.
Yeah.
It's a loan. That's my business. Building and loan. Besides, you'll get a job. Good luck to you, Vi.
I'm glad you're my friend, really.
Say hello to New York for me.
Yeah, sure I will.
What's the matter?
Merry Christmas, George.
Merry Christmas, Violet.
Mr. Bailey!
Miss Carter, I'm so sorry. I'll be right with you. Is Uncle Billy in?
Yeah, he's in his office.
Uncle, where have you been? The bank examiner's here and...
She's here?
Yes, she wants the accounts payable. What is the matter with you? Eustace?
Yeah?
Did you see any money on Uncle Billy's desk last night?
He had it on his desk, counting it before he closed it up.
Uncle! And you didn't buy anything with it?
Nothing. Not even a stick of gum.
Okay. All right. Let's go over every last step you took.
This way.
And you're positive you put it in your pocket.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe? I don't want any maybe, Uncle Billy. We've got to find the money.
I'm no good to you, George.
Now, is there some place in the house you could have put it? A hiding place?
I've been all over the house, George, even in rooms that have been locked ever since I lost Laura.
Now listen to me. Listen to me. Think. Think.
I can't think anymore, George. I can't think anymore, George.
Where is the money? You stupid, silly, old fool. Where's the money? Do you realize what this means? It means bankruptcy. and scandal and prison. One of us is going to jail, and it's not going to be me.
I'll always love you and want you to. How much you never know.
Hello, darling.
Hello, darling.
Do you like it?
Bless you.
Did you bring the wreath?
Did you bring the Christmas wreath?
What brief?
The Merry Christmas wreath for the window.
No, I left it at the office.
Is it snowing?
Yep, just started.
Where's your coat and your hat?
I left them at the office.
What's the matter?
Nothing's the matter. Everything's all right.
Go on, Pete. You're a big boy. You can put here. Fluff up the tree right there, in the bare spots right there. It's wonderful about your brother Harry, isn't it? I bet I got 50 calls today, talking about the banquet and the parade. Oh, your mother's so excited. She's...
Must she keep playing that?
I have to practice for the party tonight, Daddy.
Mommy says we can stay until midnight. We're seeing Christmas carols.
Can you sing, Daddy?
Better go and shave before the families get here.
Families? What families? I don't want any families over here.
Come with me while I finish dinner. Have a hectic day?
Yep, another big red letter day for the Baileys.
Daddy, the Browns next door got a new car. You should see it.
And what's the matter with our car? Isn't it good enough for you?
Yes, Daddy.
Excuse me, excuse me.
Excuse you for what?
I burped.
All right, darling, you're excused. Now, why don't you go upstairs and see what little Zuzu wants?
Zuzu? What's the matter with Zuzu?
Oh, she caught a cold coming home from school. They gave her a flower as a present, and she didn't want to crush it, so she didn't zip up her coat, and...
Is it a sore throat? What? What is it?
It's just a cold. The doctor says it's
The
nothing.
doctor? The doctor was here?
Yes, I called him right away. He says it's nothing to worry
Does
about.
she have a temperature? What is it?
Just a teensy one, 99.6. It's nothing.
This old drafty house. I don't know why we don't all have pneumonia. It's like we're living in a refrigerator. Why do we live here in the first place? Why do we stay in this crummy old town?
George, what's wrong?
Wrong? Everything's wrong. You call this a happy family? Why do we have all these kids?
Daddy, how do you spell Frankincense?
I don't know. Ask your mother.
Where are you going?
To see Zuzu.
Earlier, Daddy didn't tell me to write a play for tonight.
Right, it's F-R-A-N-K.
Hi, Daddy.
Well, what's the matter with you?
I want a flower.
Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going?
Give my flower a drink.
Here. Give Daddy the flower, and he'll give it to you.
Look, Daddy. Taste it.
Okay. I'll taste it. All right. Still as me.
I need to give the flower a drink.
Okay. All right. I'll give the flower a drink. There you go. Now, will you do me a favor?
What?
Will you try and get some rest?
But I'm not sleepy. I want to look at my flower.
I know. But if you go to sleep, you can dream about it, and it'll be a whole deal.
It will?
Uh-huh.
Telephone.
I'll get it. Hello? Yes, this is Miss Bailey. Oh, Mrs. Welch, thank you. Yes, the doctor says she ought to be out of bed before Christmas dinner.
Is that Zuzu's teacher?
Yes.
Let me speak for her. Hello? Miss Welch? This is George Bailey, Zuzu's father. Say, what kind of teacher are you anyways? What do you mean sending her home half naked like that? You know she could have gotten pneumonia on account of you?
George!
Is this the sort of thing I pay taxes for? To have stupid, silly teachers like you who send our kids home without have any clothes on? You know, maybe my kids don't have the best clothes. Maybe they don't have any decent clothes.
Mrs. Welch, I'm so sorry. I'm so...
Oh, with that,
She hung up.
I'll hang her up. Wait a minute. Give me that. Hello? Mr. Welch. Oh, that's perfectly fine. Gives me a chance to tell you what I really think of your wife. George. Will you get out and let me handle this? Oh, really, Mr. Welch? Well, anytime you think you're man enough. Oh!
Daddy, how do you spell hallelujah?
What do I look like to you? A dictionary? Janie, stop that. Haven't you learned that stupid, silly tune yet? Tommy, just stop it. Stop it! I'm sorry, Mary. Tommy, I'm sorry. Pete, I owe you an apology too. What did you say now?
Nothing, Daddy.
Janie, go on. Keep practicing. Come on. I said to practice. What's the matter with you all?
Oh, Daddy. George, why must you torture the children?
Mary, hey.
Bedford Falls, 247.
Is Daddy in trouble?
Yes, Pete.
Shall I pray for him?
Yes, Janie. Pray very hard.
Me too?
You too, Tommy. Hello, Uncle Billy.
Mr. Potter, I need your help. There was some sort of an accident. My company shortened their accounts. I've got to raise $5,000 immediately.
So that's what the reporters were calling about?
The reporters?
Yes, they called from your building and loan office. There was someone from the DA's office there as well. They were looking for you.
Please help me, Mr. Potter. Won't you help me? Can't you see what this means to my family? I'll pay you any sort of bonus on the loan, any interest, anything. If you still wanted the building and loan,
George, is it possible there's been a slight incongruency of thoughts in your papers?
No, sir, there's nothing wrong with the books. I just misplaced $8,000 and I can't find it anywhere.
You misplaced $8,000?
Yes, sir.
And what the hell were you doing, George? Playing the market with the company's money?
No, sir, I wasn't.
What was it then, woman? You know, it's all around town that you've been giving money to that violent Beck.
What?
And George, not that it makes any difference to me, of course, but why did you come to me? Why not go to your pal Sam Wainwright for the money?
He's in Europe. I can't get a hold of him.
What about all your other little friends?
They don't have that kind of money, Mr. Potter. You know that. You're the only one in this town who can help me.
It seems I've become quite important. What kind of security would I have, George? Do you have any stocks?
No, sir.
Bonds? Real estate? Collateral of any kind?
I have a life insurance policy.
Yes.
For $15,000.
Yes, and a lot of good that does anyone when you're still alive. What is your equity in it?
$500.
Look at you. You used to be so cocky. You know, you were going to go out and conquer the world. You once came in here and told me I was a warped, frustrated old man. What are you but a warped, frustrated young man? A pitiful little clerk crawling in here on his hands and knees, begging me for the money. You know why you don't go ask that rabble you love so much for the money? Because they'd run you out of town on a rail. No stocks, no bonds, nothing but a pitiful little $500 life insurance policy. Why, you're worth more dead than alive, George Bailey. But let me tell you what I'm going to do for you, George. Since the state examiner is here, and as a stockholder in the building and loan, I am going to swear out a warrant for your arrest. Misappropriation of funds, manipulation, malfeasance.
you, man. But if you're up there and you can hear me, please show me the way. I'm at the end of my rope. Please show me the way, Father.
Are you all right, George? You need someone to take you home?
George, Mr. Bailey, please go home. This is Christmas Eve. Why are you doing so much, my friend? Be with your family.
Bailey? Which Bailey?
This is Mr. George Bailey.
The next time you talk to my wife like that, you'll get worse. She cried for an hour. It's bad enough that she slaves away teaching your stupid kids how to read and write, and you just have to go and bawl her out like that.
You get out of here, Mr. Welch.
Oh, wait. Let me make right.
Never mind the money. You get out of here quick.
All right, all right.
You hated my best friend. Get out.
Are you all right, George?
Who was that?
Oh, his name is Welch. Don't worry. He don't come into my place no more.
Oh, Welch. That's what I get for praying, I guess.
He don't come into my place no more. You hear that, Nick?
You got it, boss.
My insurance policy. My insurance policy. It's right here.
Oh, no. Please, don't leave now, Mr. Bailey. You don't feel so good.
I'm all right.
No. Go, have a seat, my friend.
I'm all right.
No, please, don't go. Please.
What do you think you're doing? Look what you did. My great-grandfather planted that tree. Hey, you! Get back here, you drunken fool! Get this car out of here!
Hey, what's the matter with you? Watch where you're going.
Help! 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 I didn't have any time to get any stylish clothes. My wife gave me this on my last birthday. I passed away in it. Oh, when Tom Sawyer's drawing out too. Good. You should read the new book Mark Twain's writing now.
How'd you happen to fall in?
I didn't fall in. I jumped in to save George.
What?
Well, I did. Didn't I? You didn't go through with it, did you?
Go through with what?
Suicide.
It's against the law to commit suicide around here.
It's against the law where I come from, too.
Where do you come from?
Heaven. I had to act quickly. I knew if I jumped in and you saw I was drowning, you'd try to jump in and save me. And see, you did. And that's how I saved you.
Very funny.
You're listening, George.
Yeah, I got hit in the jaws in answer to a prayer a little while ago.
Oh, no. I'm the answer to your prayer. It's what I was sent down here for.
How do you know my name?
Oh, I know all about you. I watched you grow up from a little boy.
What are you, a mind reader or something?
No.
Then who are you?
Clarence Oddbody. AS2.
Odd body? You're definitely an odd little fellow. AS2, what's that stand for? AS2.
Angel second class. Cheerio, my good man.
Oh, brother. I wonder what Martini put in those drinks. What's the deal with you? What did you say just a minute ago? Why'd you try and save me?
I told you, it's my mission. I'm your guardian angel.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
Crazy of you to think of killing yourself for $8,000.
Yeah, just things like that. Now, how did you know that?
I told you. I know everything about you. I'm your guardian angel.
You look about the kind of angel I'd get. Sort of a fallen angel, aren't you? What happened to your wings?
Oh, I haven't gotten them yet. That's why I'm only in Angel's second class.
Well, I don't know whether or not I like it very much being seen around an angel with no wings.
Well, I've got to earn them first, and you're gonna help me, aren't you?
Sure. How?
By letting me help you.
Only one way you can help me. You don't happen to have $8,000 on you.
No, we don't use money in heaven.
That's right. I keep forgetting. Comes in pretty handy down here, Bob.
Oh, tut.
Found that a little late in life. You know, I'm worth more dead than I am alive.
No, you mustn't talk like that. You just don't know all that you've done. I won't get my wings with that attitude. If it wasn't for you...
Yeah! If it wasn't for me, everybody would be a lot better off. My wife, my kids, my friends, the whole town would be better off without me. Now, why don't you just go and haunt somebody else?
No, you don't understand. It's my job.
Shut up! Will you?
This isn't going to be easy, is it? So you still think killing yourself will make everything easier, huh?
I don't know. Maybe it would be better if I was never born at all.
What did you say?
I said, I wish I was never born.
You mustn't say things like that. Wait a minute. That's an idea. What do you think? Yeah, that'll do it. All right. You've got your wish. You've never been born. Oh, you don't have to make all the fuss about it.
What did you just say?
You've never been born. You have no identity. No insurance policy, no $8,000, no Potter looking for you with the sheriff.
Say something else about it.
Sure. You can hear out of it.
That's the doggonest thing. I haven't been able to hear out of this year since I was a kid. Must have been that jump in the cold water.
Your lips stopped bleeding too, George.
Well, what do you know about that? What's happening here? It stopped snowing out too, hasn't it? What's going on? What I need is a couple of stiff drinks. How about you, Angel? You want any? Come on. As soon as these clothes of ours are dry.
Our clothes are dry.
Huh. What do you know about that? The stove must be hotter than I thought. Come on. We'll stroll down to my car. I'm sorry. I'll stroll. You'll fly.
I can't fly. I haven't gotten my wings yet.
That's right. Gotta earn your wings.
Hey, what's the matter?
Well, this is where I left my car, and it isn't here.
You have no car.
Well, I had a car, and this is where I left it. Somebody must have moved it. Hey.
Good evening.
Say, do you know where my car is?
I beg your pardon?
My car? I'm the fellow that crashed his car into your tree right there.
What tree?
What tree? What do you mean, that tree?
I think you mean a different tree. You got me worried. That's the oldest tree in Pottersville.
Pottersville? Why, you mean Bedford Falls?
I mean Pottersville. Don't you think I knew where I lived? What's the matter with you?
I don't know. Either I'm off my nut, or she is, or you are.
It isn't me.
Maybe I left the car at Martini's. Come on, let's go, Gabriel.
I'm Clarence. Gabriel sent me.
Clarence, that's right. Come on, let's go in. Martini's a good friend of mine. Look, there's a place to sit down. Hey, Nick, say, where's Martini?
You want a martini?
No, Martini, your boss.
I'm the boss.
Okay. Just give me a double bourbon. Make it quick.
Okay, and you?
I was just thinking. It's been centuries since
Look, I'm standing here waiting for you to make up your mind.
Now that's a good man. I was just thinking of a flaming rum punch. No, it's not cold enough for that. Not nearly cold enough for that. Wait a minute, I've got it. Mulled wine. Heavy on the cinnamon and light on the cloves. And be lively.
Look, we serve hard drinks for guys who want to get drunk fast. Now, we don't need any characters here to give the joint atmosphere, you hear? Or do I have to slip you my leg or convince her?
What's he talking about?
Look, Nick, he's all right. Just give him what I'm having. What's the matter with Nick? I've never seen him act that way before.
You're gonna see a lot of strange things from now on.
Oh, yeah? Hey, little fella, you worry me. You got someplace to stay tonight?
No.
You don't, huh? Well, you got any money?
No.
No wonder you jumped in the river.
I jumped in to save you, George.
That's right. Got her in your wings.
Oh no, someone just made it.
Made what?
Every time you hear a bell ring, it means that some angel has just earned their wings.
You know, I wouldn't talk about your wings around here if I were you.
Why? Don't they believe in angels?
They do. It's just, you know.
Then why should they be so surprised to see one?
He never grew up. He's... How old are you anyways?
293. Next May.
All right, that's it. You two pixies get out of here. Either through the door or out the window.
Look, Nick, what's the matter?
And that's another thing. Why do you come out calling me Nick?
Well, Nick, that's your name,
What's
isn't it?
that got to do with it? I don't know you from Adam's Hawks. Hey, brothers, what did I tell you about racing around about here?
Mr. Goward. Mr. Goward, it's George Bailey. Don't you know me?
No.
Hey, get him out!
Nick, that's Mr. Goward, the pharmacist, isn't it?
Oh, that's another reason for me not to like you. See, that guy went to jail for 20 years for poisoning a kid back in 1919. Why, if you know him, you must be a jailbird yourself. Excuse me, would you show these two gentlemen to the door?
Right this way, gentlemen.
Hey, get me! I'm giving out wings!
Don't you see, George? You were never there to stop Mr. Gower from putting the poison into those capsules.
What do you mean, I wasn't there? I remember it distinctly. What the? Why does that sign say Potter's Pub? Why, this ought to be Martini's place. Look, who are you?
I told you, I'm your guardian angel.
Yeah, I know. You told me that. What else are you? What are you, a hypnotist?
No, of course not.
And why am I seeing all of these strange things?
Don't you understand? It's because you were never born.
Then, if I wasn't born, who am I?
You're nobody. You have no identity.
I have an identity. I'm George Bailey.
There is no George Bailey. No F4 cards, no obligations, no papers. They're not there either.
What?
Zuzu's petals? You've been given a great gift, George. A chance to see what the world would be like without you.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is all some sort of funky dream I'm having, and you're crazy. That's what I think. You're screwy, and you're driving me nuts. Now, I'm gonna go home and see my wife and kids. You understand that? I'm going home alone.
Home? What home?
What do you mean? What home? My home! Now, just leave me alone.
How am I doing, Anna? Thanks. No, I didn't have a drink.
Hey, where'd the building and loan move to?
The building in what?
The Bailey building and loan, it used to be right there.
They went out of business years ago.
Let me go! I know Potter. I'll have your job, Copper.
Hey, if I You know where I live. 320 Sycamore.
Okay. 320 Sycamore?
Yes, 320 Sycamore. Now hurry up, Zuzu's sick.
All right.
Ernie, straighten me out here. I've had some bad liquor or something. Now, you're Ernie Bishop, and you live in Bailey Park with your wife and kids. Is that correct?
You see my wife?
Seen your wife? I've been to your house 100 times.
Hey, pal, what's the idea? I live in a shack in Pottersfield, and my wife ran away 3 years ago and took the kid. And I've never seen you before in my life.
All right, just get me home.
Is this the place?
Of course, this is the place.
Well, nobody's lived here for over 40 years.
What's up, Ernie?
Hey, Bert, I don't know, but you better keep an eye on him. He's back.
Mary, Pete, Tommy, Jamie, Zuzu, where are you?
You have no children.
What have you done with them? Where did you take them?
All right, I'm out here where I can see the both of you.
Bert, thank heaven.
Stand back.
Bert, what's going on here? Where's Mary? Where are my kids?
Get him, Bert! All right, why don't you be a good kid? We're going to take you in to see a doctor. Everything's going to be all right.
What's wrong with the both of you? Don't you guys remember? You were here on the night of my wedding. You said to us. What is wrong?
I think I better be going.
Bert, listen to me. Ernie, will you take me to my mother's?
No!
It's that fellow right there. He says he's an angel. He's trying to hypnotize me.
I hate to do this to you fellas, but it's for your own good.
Run, George, run! Help! Anna, help!
Where'd they go? Where'd they go? Ernie?
I need a drink.
Ernie, come back here! Help me!
Mother?
Mother? What do you want?
Mother, I thought sure you'd know me. It's George.
George? Who? If you're looking for a room, there's no vacancy.
Mother, please. Something terrible's happened to me. Something's happened to everybody. Just please, keep me here until I get over it.
Get over what? I don't take in people I don't know, or if they're sent by somebody I know.
I know everybody. You know your brother-in-law, Billy.
You know him?
Yes.
When's the last time you saw him?
Earlier today.
That's a lie! He's been in the insane asylum ever since he lost his business, and if you ask me, that's where you belong.
Strange, isn't it? One man's life touches the lives of so many others. And when he isn't around, he leaves an awful hole, doesn't he?
I know what's happening here. He's got me in some sort of a spell. I know how to get out of it. The last person I talked to, Martini.
You know where he lives?
Of course I know where he lives. He lives in Bailey Park.
Are you sure this is Bailey Park?
I'm not sure of anything anymore. This should be Bailey Park, but where are all the houses?
You weren't there to build them, George.
Bailey? In loving memory of our son, Harry Bailey, 1910 to 1919?
Your brother Harry died falling through the ice.
That's not true! Harry went to war. He got the Congressional Medal of Honor. He saved the lives of every man on that transport.
Every man on that transport died because you weren't there to save him. Don't you see, George? You really had a wonderful life.
Clarence?
Yes, George?
Where's Mary?
Oh, I can't.
I don't know how you know these things, but where is she?
George,
Please, tell me, where is she, Clarence?
You're not gonna like it,
Where is she?
She's an old maid. She never married.
Where is she, Clarence? Where is Mary?
She's about to close up the library. Oh, there must be some easier way to earn my wings.
Mary? Mary! Mary! Mary, do you know me? Don't do this to me. Mary? Mary, please. Mary, I need your help, please. Please, Mary. Mary, please. Mary.
Stop it!
Mary, get away. Tom, Charlie is my wife. Mary.
Oh, no, you don't.
Somebody call the police.
Hit him on the head with the bottle.
You need your straight jacket.
Clarence, where are you? Help me. Mary.
Oh, it's you.
Get out of my way, Bert.
Stay back, everyone.
God, please. I want to live again. I don't care what happens to me. I just want to see my wife and kids. Please, Clarence, help me. God, I want to live again. Father, I want to live again.
George. Hey, George, you all right? George?
Bert, get back or I'll hit you again.
What the same hell are you yelling for, George?
Bert, just get out. George? Bert, do you know me?
Know you? Of course I know you. I've known you since first grade. Wow. Ernie and I, we sang you outside in the rain for your honeymoon. I've been looking all over town trying to find you, George. I saw your car piled up to that tree over there, and I thought, well, maybe. My lips bleeding. You sure you're all right?
My lips? It's bleeding. Susie's pedals. They're here. Right, they're here. Merry Christmas. Mary? Hello, Bedford Falls. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Emporium. Merry Christmas, drugstore. Merry Christmas, you beautiful billion loan. Merry Christmas, Mr. Potter.
Oh, and Happy New Year to you, George. In jail! Go on home, they're waiting for you.
Mary! Hello, Miss Bank Examiner.
Mr. Bailey, there's a deficit.
I know. $8,000.
I have a paper.
I'll betcha it's a warrant for my arrest. Isn't it wonderful? You beautiful old drafty house, hello. Mary!
Merry Christmas, Daddy.
Kids, Tommy, Pete, Jamie, how are you? Oh my goodness, where's your mother?
She went looking for you with Uncle Billy. Hi, Daddy.
Suzu, my little ginger snap, how are you feeling?
Fine, not a smidge of temperature.
Not a smidge of temperature.
Oh, hello. George.
Mary! Oh my goodness, let me touch you. You're real!
George.
Goodness, you have no idea what's happened to me.
You have no idea what's happened to me. Here, stand here before everyone comes.
All right, dear.
Right by the Christmas tree. Perfect. It's a miracle. George. And here comes Uncle Billy. Everyone, come in.
Isn't it wonderful, George? Isn't it wonderful? Mary did it. She told a few people you were in trouble and they scattered all over town collecting money. They didn't ask any questions, just said, if George is in trouble, you can count on me. You never saw anything like it.
Christmas all for you, George.
Merry Christmas, George.
What is this,
George, another run for the bank. You have $242.
Here you are, George. Merry Christmas.
The lone farm's on the right. Mr. Martini! Merry Christmas. Step right up.
I busted out of the jukebox, too.
Mr. Gower!
I made the run to my charge account.
Violet?
George, I changed my mind. I'm not gonna go. Bedford Falls is my home.
I've been saving money for a divorce. If I ever get a husband.
Merry Christmas, George. George, there you are. I got the faculty out of bed for this, and this is for you.
I wouldn't have a roof over my head if it weren't for you, George Bailey.
Oh, just a minute. Quiet, everybody. Quiet. Okay. This just came from London. Mr. Gower Cable, you need cash. Stop. My office instructed to advance you up to $25,000. Stop. Hee-haw. And Merry Christmas, Sam Wainwright.
Oh, Mr. Martini, how about some wine?
Hello, George.
Harry! Harry!
Mary, well, it looks like I got here too late.
Mary, I got here from the airport as quickly as I could. The fool flew down here in a blizzard.
Harry, what about your banquet in New York?
Oh, I left right in the middle of it, as soon as I got Mary's telegram. Good idea. A toast to my big brother George, the richest man in town.
Dear George, remember no man is a failure who has friends. Thanks for the wings. Love, Clarence.
What's that?
It's a Christmas gift from a dear friend of mine.
Look, Daddy, teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets their wings.
That's right. That's right. Attaboy, Clarence. Attaboy.